The series takes place in Korea. Today I will be explaining Squid Games series, where you get to experience thriller, blood, suspense and comedy. Seo-hyun is broke, always gambles, and loses money. Lives with his mother after divorce. He has a daughter whose birthday is today, and he wants to buy her something good, so he gambles and wins 4 million, but his pocket was torn, so he ends up losing money. People whom he owes money make him sign a contract stating he will give his kidney if money is not returned till next month. A mysterious man in suit offers him to play a game where he can win money. He wins and man asks if he wanted to earn more. Then Seo-hyun is given a card. He goes out for a dinner with his daughter. After emotional talks he gets back home, where he learns from his mother that his daughter's new family is moving to US. His mother wants Seo-hyun to take custody of his daughter, but he is financially weak for that. So Seo-hyun contacts the mysterious man. He is called and kidnapped with others like him and taken to unknown place. He finds himself with 456 others and an old man with number 001 who had brain tumor. Seo-hyun and old man become good friends. They all start to play a game, red light and green light, where when shouting green light player can move freely and when shouted red light cannot. First everyone thinks it's a child play. When people started getting shot for moving while saying red light, everyone panicked and ran. Those who ran got killed, others starting moving in fear of timer that was ticking, as when timer gets to 0 everyone outside of line will be eliminated. Seo-hyun was just about to fall and make move, but he gets caught by another player. He along with 200 players made it to other side of line. The next day everyone protests to be set free, but guards disagreed. Friend of Seo-hyun reads clause 3 of the contract saying if majority of players don't want to play the game can't be ended. So they vote. At last the vote is 100 and 100. Remaining number 1 who was of old man also votes for quitting the game, so game is terminated and players are taken back and set free. However, none of players remain happy once they get back to their daily life due to financial crisis. Seo-hyun goes to police and tells them everything, but police don't believe him. One police whose brother went missing after he got same Squid Game card follows Seo-hyun. Players get a card from Squid Games again saying if you want to play game get to same place where they were picked last time. Next day they are made to play a game where they have to choose among 4 shapes: umbrella, triangle, circle and star. After choosing they are given a disc of respective shape where the shape is printed on sugar disc and they have to get the shape out without breaking or altering any part of shape. Many are killed because they broke the shape. Seo-hyun choose umbrella, which was most difficult to remove from the disc. So he uses his brain and starts to lick the disc to thin the layer. He manages to get the shape out before timer runs out. Many people follow his idea and they also get the shape out. Number 29 who was police gets called upon by senior as he was not doing duty. But the senior who had suspicions gets killed as he took off his mask after one of players pointed gun at him. Taking masks off for guards was not permitted, so police was safe. There was a doctor in the game who helped some of guards to get body organs out of dead body. In return they would tell him what next game was going to be. So the doctor with this knowledge joined gang of strongest men. At the night time the mastermind behind the games purposefully gives everyone less food, so the gang of 5 member of strongest men gets in line again, so 5 players don't get food. One of them gets in fight with the strongest man whom everyone hates, and he is killed by strongest man. But guards do nothing. Hence, players can kill each other and prize money increases. That night after lights were out, there broke fight. Lot of men were killed by the gang who were strongest and had a lady who later gets intimate with the strongest man to remain under his protection. Eventually fight ends and remains only 80 players alive. Next day players are made to make group of 10. Seo-hyun has 3 female, 1 old man and rest man, which was weakest group among all. The next game was tug of war. And the opponent of Seo-hyun was group with all men all built up. They had no chance of winning. But old man said, tug of war is not about strength but about technique. So they use old man's advice and technique to win the game of tug of war. The losing team would fall into pit of about 50 feet and die. Seo-hyun's group won anyhow. Group of strongest men won too. There remain 40 players only. For next game groups of 2 are made and given marbles, and among 2 one with higher marbles wins, another gets shot. The old man and Seo-hyun were in group. Seo-hyun wins, thus old man is shot to death. People thought if teams of two were made they would have to compete with other team, so they chose ones who were close to them. So a man chose teams with his wife, and since man won his wife was shot. So man did suicide, and remained 16 players. On other side police which got to island was identified by frontman and was being chased out while police was looking for his brother and other evidence in archive room. For the next round VIPs are invited as they bet on players and enjoy the game. 5 VIPs arrive. For next game players are made to choose vest from 1 to 16. Then they are told to cross the bridge. Bridge had 2 glass on each step. Players had choose one and step on it. One glass was strong enough to hold 2 people, another was weak enough to break. When stepped and player would fall and die. Players from ascending order had to choose. Seving was number 16, so he was last. At last for final step only 4 players remained. As the timer was running out, third last player, which was Seving's childhood friend, pushed the fourth last player. Seving was angry. Seving, his childhood friend and a girl made it to other side of bridge. After that they are served a delicious feast before final game and given a knife each. The girl was injured and was bleeding severely from the glass that flew into her when glass was blown after bridge game. Jae-il saw the bleeding and was about to get help, but his friend killed the girl. Jae-il was even more angry. Next day final game started and was Squid Game that they also played during their childhood. Both fight brutally and at the end Jae-il wins and decides not to kill his friend and leaves knife there and decides to end game without money and take his friend back home. But Jae-il's friend kills himself saying help my mother financially after getting out. Jae-il is left on road tied with a card. Jae-il uses his card to see he has 45 billion in his account. He takes 10,000 out of ATM. He goes back to his home only to find his mother dead. He regrets going back to game. After that he never uses the card. 1 year passes and he is called by bank for keeping such amount in his account and not using it. He gets angry and asks bank manager for 10,000 and sits at seaside and drinks alcohol. There an old lady arrives with flowers. Jae-il buys one. The flower had a card. Same card that he got for playing game. Card had an address. He goes there and finds same old man who he played marbles with. Turns out, the old man was crazy rich and he and other rich made the game up for their amusement. Jae-il get angry and emotional too. At midnight old man died. Jae-il was at train station where he sees same salesman who gave him the first card. He runs but couldn't catch him. Another man was given same card which Jae-il snatches. Jae-il was just about to board a flight to US to see his daughter, but he decides to call the number on card. He calls and the front man speaks with him. Jae-il doesn't board flight and return back. Here the season 1 of Squid Games ends. Maybe next season will be here soon. Till then stay tuned. If you love the content then a subscribe to the channel will be awesome.